Welcome back to Zaid Comics. This is Phil, and we are here today in sunny, cold Chicago, and we are at the Galloping Ghost Arcade, where I've worked for the last, numerous 9 years.
9 times.
9 times?
9 times.
And let's go inside and check it out.
This week, we're going back to the 90s, back to when comics and arcades ruled the world, back to when you couldn't walk into an arcade without seeing a game inspired by superheroes and comic books. And yes, today we're talking about the infamous 1992 classic, X-Men, the arcade game. Now, this is not your modern day $800 one-up cabinet you can buy from Walmart, okay, with a bunch of glitches, and you gotta hook it up to the internet to download the newest patch so your sticks don't fall apart. No, this is classic X-Men from the arcade that everybody knows and loves, and not that regular old Midway style 4-player cabinet. No. At the Galloping Ghost Arcade, we have the monstrous, hulking 6-player. It's got 2 monitors in it, and this is heavy as hell. I'm telling you, we had the regular 4-player cabinet, and we're the biggest and baddest, so we had to upgrade and find this colossal, no pun intended, Peter Rasputin, the Colossus of a cabinet, 6-player, and we found this bad boy at a church, like one of those really big, like multi-million-dollar, huge churches, kind of like in the youth center. And the bad thing was, it was up 2 flights of stairs, and we had 2 guys. It was me and my boy Sam, and Sam is, I'm sorry Sam, but I mean, he's probably like 120 soaking wet. Like he's not a big dude. He is skinny, and I'm 6'5", so I had to muscle this thing downstairs strapped to a dolly. Luckily the front part comes off where the control panel is, but that also is not light, so I probably still have the scars on my shoulders for where this baby was resting, or I think on my arms it was resting. It was, whew, that was not a good day, but we got it here. It's in pretty good shape. Where did this game come from? Where did it come about? Well, if you remember the 90s, the big animated series was huge back then. I mean, I grew up on that stuff. But you could see that these characters are not in those Jim Lee style 90s outfits. No, they're based on a pilot episode. Some of you might have seen, some of you probably haven't, but you could look it up on YouTube, called Pride of the X-Men. It was kind of the pilot first issue. I think it was a 2-parter that never took off, but I remember it because I had a VHS copy of it when I grew up, and I could quote that bad boy front to back.
X-Men, it's the day, it's the day, X-Men, X-Men, coming your way. Magneto's hordes are on the way to pillage, burn, and plunder.
Crazy moments in there, and very weird creative decisions. Wolverine was Australian.
Welcome her. Wait, she's not joining the X-Men, is she? She's just a kid.
But it was great. You had all of the villains in the game. The bosses are based on the bad guys from the episode, you have Pyro, Juggernaut, the Blob, Toad, Magneto, of course, the White Queen, Emma Frost, right? And those 6 playable characters are the team in the show. I think it's, I mean, for me, it still holds up. Very nostalgic. All of the voice acting was great, except for, I don't know about that Australian Wolverine, but Colossus was awesome. Nightcrawler, all the different personalities, everything you want from an X-Men cartoon was in there. Except for maybe the Dazzler. It's kind of a weird spot throwing her in there. But it all worked. It's so iconic, and I think the arcade game just solidified that. And you know, being out at a time where you could watch X-Men on TV, you could read X-Men in the comics, and you could go to the arcades and play X-Men. You get everything out of this. All the characters have the unique abilities, very, very reminiscent of their powers from the comic, except for Colossus. You know, he's got a very iconic superpower in this, where he just makes a bunch of sparks when he changes back to his human form. Kind of weird, but he's got awesome sound effect for that. Iconic. I remember playing games in the arcade and just hearing other people spamming his super move and him screaming. Give me flashbacks. I love this stuff. Now, something new I want to do with the channel and these videos is kind of have that comic connection. And of course, X-Men started with the comics, and I want to pair kind of these arcade machines with some comics you guys could go check out. Now, everybody, you talk about X-Men, you think of Chris Claremont, but I'm going even further back to Giant Size X-Men #1. A lot of the first appearances of these characters. You have Len Wein, you got Dave Cockrum on this book, and a lot of Len Wein's babies are born on here. You have Colossus, Storm, Nightcrawler. Of course, you have Wolverine on here as well, not making his first appearance. But if we go back to that Pride of X-Men show that this game was based on, we could see perfect introductions to some of these characters, laying out who they are for the viewer in a great way. And that's what this first issue does as well. You know, we see Nightcrawler, we see Colossus for the first time, and it gives you little vignettes of who they are, Professor X going and recruiting them for the new X-Men team. And even the cover, you know, kind of symbolizes that. You have the new team running out, ripping through kind of like a cover of the previous team. Was this classic X-Men with Angel, Beast, Marvel Girl, Iceman, and Cyclops there, and introducing this new band of crazy heroes to the world. And what a eclectic cast here. You know, characters from all over the globe on one team, you know, fighting for mutant kind, I would say, and mankind. So yeah, that's where I want to leave you guys. It was awesome taking a look at this game. One of my favorites, and whenever I walk past this area of the arcade, there's always people playing here. Kind of awkward where you have to stand sometimes if you are playing as the end characters, which I think are Cyclops and the Dazzler. So if those are your favorite characters, you're going to be standing in a weird, awkward, angled position. But this is a beast of a cabinet. There's nothing like it, and you don't see them anymore in this way. The cool thing about this is, since it's so wide, the playing field is so long, you are actually dealing with two monitors, one that is sticking off the back that you're seeing front on, and the other that is actually in the cabinet, flipped upside down and backwards, so it can be reflected on a mirror and connecting them, so you know it kind of looks like there's just one screen. That's how they had to do it back then. You're messing with CRT TVs. They don't even make them anymore, so the arcade has to keep a very large back stock of them. But that is going to wrap it up this week, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Hit that sub, hit that like, and let us know what you guys are feeling. Also, if you guys are into comics like the X-Men superhero stuff, check out our comics that are on Indiegogo right now. The links are in the description below. If you like this new type of content we're putting out, just let us know in the comments below and what you want to see more of.
All right, mister. Play the dialogue. Oh, come here.